Hi guys, this is Ms. Bolin. Once again, I'm going to start with going over your warm-up. This is a really long equation, but when we break it down into separate pieces, it's not as bad. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw our line down the equal sign, and then we're going to start with combining our like terms. And we're just going to focus on this half of the equation first. So we're not even going to think about the other half. So we have negative 4w plus 2 minus 5. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to combine that negative 4 and that 2w, which would give me negative 2w minus 5. Now I'm going to focus on the other side of the equation, not paying any attention to the opposite side of the equation, the blue side of the equation. So here I have 14w minus 8 plus 13 minus 6. So I'm going to first focus on my w's, 14w, and negative 6w. Remember to always include the sign in front, which would give us 8w. And then negative 8 plus 13 gives us a positive 5. So now we have a much more manageable equation. Something that looked super complicated is now a little less complicated. So the next thing we have to do is move our variable over. So we're going to take this w and add it to both sides. So 2w there plus 2w here. So we get negative 5 equals 10w plus 5. Here we're going to minus 5 to get rid of this, minus 5 to get rid of this. We get negative 10 equals 10w. We're going to divide by 10, and our w is going to equal negative 1. All right. Moving on today, our objective is that you can use the Pythagorean Theorem Converse to prove whether a triangle is a right triangle or not. The Converse statement switches the order of an if-then statement. So the Converse says that if this is true, it must be a right triangle. So we know that if it is a right triangle, a plus b squared equals c squared must be true. Now we're going to do the opposite. If a plus b squared equals c squared is true, then it must be a right triangle. So here is some of our vocabulary. The Converse statement again switches that order of the if and use this to write the Converse statement. So if an equilateral triangle, if a triangle has 3 equal sides, then it is an equilateral triangle. If it is an equilateral triangle, then it has 3 equal sides. So it's just reversing that order. Basically, if it's true one way, then it's true the last way. So if we know that a triangle is a right triangle, then a squared plus b squared equals c squared has to be true. So if we write that as the opposite, if a squared plus b squared equals c squared, then it is a right triangle. The converse can be used to prove whether a triangle is a right triangle. And here are some examples. So your first one here, you can look at below. You have, and so on these ones, you kind of just got to know that your longest side is always going to be C, and then the other two can be A or B. So your longest side is C, and then the other two are A and B. And it does not matter which one's A and which one's B, as long as your longest side is C. So you have A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. So you have 30 squared plus 15 squared is equal to 45 squared. So we have 30 times 30 is 900. 15 times 15 is 225. 45 times 45 is equal to 2025, and 900 plus 225 is equal to 1125. So 1125 does not equal 2025. So it would not be a right triangle because 30 squared plus 15 squared does not, and the does not equal is just written as that equal sign with a line through it, 45 squared. It does not equal that. Go ahead and pause if you need any time to write any of this down. All right, here is our next one. Again, we're going to look at, for our longest side, that's going to be C. And then again, you can label either one of these A or B. Go ahead and pause and give this one a try and come back to it, and I will show you how to do it. All right, we have, again, our A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. You have 15 plus 12 is equal to 21 squared, and all of them are squared. So 15 squared plus 12 squared equals 21 squared. 15 times 15, or 15 squared, is 225. 12 squared is 144. 21 squared is 441. 225 plus 144 is equal to 369. So 369 does not equal 441. So no, it is not a right triangle because 15 squared plus 12 squared does not equal 21 squared. Alrighty, go ahead and pause and you can work through this one. Again, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask, raise your hand, or ask me when you're at my small group table. All right, so these next ones, we're going to do the same exact thing, but do it without an actual triangle in front of us. So we're still going to look for our longest side. That's going to be C. And then we can just label the other two in any order. So we have A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And we're just going to plug in for A, B, and C. We have 12 squared plus 24 squared is equal to 36 squared. So there is 12 squared is 144. 24 squared is 576. 36 squared is 1,296. So 144 plus 576 would be 720, does not equal 1,296. So no, this would not be a right triangle because 12 squared plus 24 squared plus, or does not equal, not plus. So 12 squared plus 24 squared does not equal 36 squared. Again, here's a justify your, so go ahead and try and label your terms on this one. Remember, your longest side length would be 29 here, so that's going to be your C. And then you can just label the other two A and B. Go ahead and pause and try and figure this one out on your own. And I will be right back with the information. So again, we start off each one of these problems with A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. We have 20 plus 21 is equal to 29 squared. So it's 21 squared. 20 plus 21 squared is equal to 29 squared. 20 squared is 400. 21 squared is equal to 441. 29 squared is equal to 841. 400 plus 441 does in fact equal 841. So it would be yes. And that is because 20 squared plus 21 squared is equal to 29 squared. So now we're just using a regular equal sign instead of the not equal sign because yes, it does form a right triangle. It forms a right triangle. Does anybody have, or go ahead and pause if you need to record any of that. Alrighty, once again, go ahead first, try and label the side lengths. That longest one is always going to be your C or your hypotenuse, so C and then A and B. Go ahead and pause and try and do this one on your own. If you have any questions, you can come to my small group table when you're called, or you can raise your hand and ask. And same thing here. This one has decimals, but you don't treat it any different than if it didn't have decimals. Your longest side length is going to be C. And then you have A and B. Go ahead and pause and try and give this one a try on your own. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand. All right. Jimmy thinks a window frame in his house looks slanted because the corner does not appear to be 90 degrees. His wife disagrees. They measured the window and found the width to be 25 inches, the height to be 36, and the diagonal distance could be 45. Is this a right triangle? Is basically what they're asking you. They're asking you, is this degree 90 degrees? Who is correct, Jimmy or his wife? So again, you have that right angle there, or the supposed right angle. Your longest side is going to be C, and then you got A, and b. So you have a squared plus b squared equals c squared, or in this case, 25 squared plus 36 squared is equal to 45 squared. 25 times 25, or 25 squared, is equal to 625. 36 squared is equal to 1,296. And then 45 squared is equal to 2,025. If you add 625 plus 1296, you get 1921. Does not equal 2025. So this is not correct. So in this case, Jimmy, who thinks the window looks slanted, would be correct. So Jimmy is correct. Patty wants a triangle garden in her backyard to grow vegetables. She plans to use 3 pieces of edging that measure 7 by 10 by 8 feet. Will her garden be in the shape of a triangle? So go ahead and identify your A, B, and C. The 10 feet, or you can draw this out too. You can just draw it out as 7, 8, and 10. Again, that 10 is the longest, so it's C, A, B. Go ahead and do your pause and do your AB squared plus B squared plus C squared. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, or ask when you get to my small group table. Have a great day. And then go ahead if you have a few minutes to write your summary. Thank you.